KYIZ. We indeed do say service to the community is our most important product. We look forward to seeing the best listeners in the world right there. Let's, of course, move on. We were talking during the break about the Indianapolis-Jacksonville game in which Indianapolis won 27-10. The prognostications coming up at the bottom of the hour. Z-Man will be back in here to try and bring the game timers back. But right now, let's go to a full hotline where we find Commando Dave. Game time. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, JB and KB?
How you doing, Commando?
Doing great, man. Just getting in from an election night after party.
We were just joking about that off the air, saying that some people are just now getting over the election day hangover, I guess you could say so.
Exactly. So let me give a congratulations shout out on Game Time Sports Talk to President Obama for his re-election and reaffirmation of the job he's doing for the United States of America. And you know, 8 years ago, I made my first and last appearance on Community Potpourri, and if you ever run into Frank P. Burrow in the hallways, he'll tell you, but you probably don't, since Mr. Burrow is the hardest working man in radio business. You know, unlike, with all due respect, Big P, who pretty much just seems like he's hanging on to you guys' coattails. But Mr. Burrow will tell you about my call before the 2004 presidential election, when I emphatically stated that this is not our election. You know, I told the host, I said, you know, the next election is our election. And I still got that sound just in case you guys need to review that. But 4 years later, we all watched proudly as Barack Obama was elected President of the United States. And now 4 years later, we all watched Tuesday night with as much pride in this country as we have in the president as he was reelected. And of course, last week, you know, on the prognostication, I was, you know, doing some on-air campaigning as the Game Time prognosticator, I should say, by picking the Browns and the Bengals for the key state of Ohio, the Eagles for the brotherly love aspect, and of course the Redskins since they were at home in Washington. Lo and behold, none of those teams won. And to take it further, as Chris Berman pointed out, since moving to D.C., the Redskins have won 9 games before a presidential election, and the incumbent president was victorious. And the 8 games that they lost before the election, the incumbent was voted out, with one exception. That 2004 election I mentioned earlier, the Packers beat the Redskins, but President Bush was mysteriously reelected. Anyway, I point out those football losses last week, you guys, particularly the Redskins, because, and how ironic was it that the Panthers were playing for Romney. But I make a tongue-in-cheek reference to those games to really bring out the point of everything, man, that President Obama really had to overcome during his first term, and the onslaught of dirty, angry money and voter suppression and the deceptions and lies he overcame during the campaign for his second term. And this was a tough 4 years to watch, but it became crystal clear very early that what I was told, and we probably all were taught as a kid, as kids were true, that whether you're the first player in the major leagues, coach of the Washington Huskies football team, quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, or president of the United States of America, you're always going to have to be twice as good than the guy who just drove the country into a giant cow pasture. So, in the spirit of Muhammad Ali, President Obama is a bad man.
He's a bad man. Well said there, Commando. And obviously, it gives you a lot more pride in a country that we already love. And on top of that, in the coattails, I again want to send a special shout out. And we will, of course, be in studio on Monday during Veterans Day to our veterans, who, of course, celebrating Veterans Day weekend. And of course, Commando, I'm not hating on you for some of the picks that you made in last prognostication. That's between you and the Game Time. Exactly. And one of the other reasons why I'm not, of course, hating on you for it is because you understand that there are certain things out there that you just can't explain. And I've always, you know, or at least not always, but just this year, referenced the whole ad campaign for the NFL about superstition and all that other stuff. But see, you wanted your superstition to supersede sports and actually help out in everyday life, meaning getting President Barack Obama reelected. So you took those losses for a reason, and I think that it's a respectable reason, and most of the Game Timers believe that as well.
Thank you, KB. I appreciate that. It sounds good coming from you. You know, in the words of George Clinton, whatever it is that ails you, just put it on the radio and let the vibes flow through.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to do, get that good vibe going for the president. Anyway, let me jump off right quick, man. And besides what I just said, Huskies better beat Utah. The Utes are still new to the pack and shouldn't be beating teams like the Huskies on the road just yet. And the Jets on the road will hear the supersonic roar of the 12th man and should get sent back to New York on the Greyhound. And speaking of the supersonic, since it's hoop season has officially started, I've got some takes on the arena you got to hear next week. And lastly, to the game time prognosticator, Z-Man, you say, in the words of Kool and the Gang, get down, get down, get down, get down.
No doubt, no doubt. Commando, great call as always, of course, and thanks for all what you do. And, hey, have a great football and Veterans Day weekend, brother. We'll definitely catch you on the other side. I'm looking forward to your arena takes like next week.
Roger that, man. Good talking to you guys. Go Huskies. Go Seahawks.
There you go. That's Commando Dave checking in and out here on Game Time Sports Talk, no doubt, weekday afternoons from 1 to